I'm Beth Olberding. I am a first-year, second semester master's student in the urban planning department and also working towards a master's in natural resources and participating in the Master's International program with Resource.
Hello, I'm Lorien MacAuley. I'm in the Agricultural Leadership, Community, and Education Department, and I just finished my master's, and I'm on to the PhD in my first semester PhD program. We're very pleased to meet you digitally.
And we will be looking at South Asia, so we'll be doing a regional analysis of South Asia. So South Asia consists of 8 countries, as you can see on this map: Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan. And this definition is the World Bank's definition of the region. So this region contains half of the world's poor, which is about so the population is about 1.671 billion people. The life expectancy of people at birth in this region is about 67 years old, which is lower than in some of the industrialized nations. And just to hit home the point of how populated this area is, there's 780 people per square mile, which is 7 times the world average, which is very large. The gross domestic product of this region is $2.355 trillion. The gross national income per capita is $3,417, and they've had an annual economic growth of about 7.5% since 2000. This region, because of its geography, is highly affected by natural disasters and is a very culturally diverse area. There are 29 languages in this region that have over 1 million speakers, and that's not counting languages where less than 1 million people speak the language. And so just to give you an idea, the top 5 languages spoken in the region are Hindi, Bengali, Telugu, Marathi, and Tamil.
The Indus River Valley civilization was established in 2500 BC. They developed a writing system and had a central government. They also built some of the world's first cities using bricks made by fires in a kiln, and they also had plumbing and sanitation systems, which was cutting-edge technology at the time. A change in the climate caused the demise of this civilization from 1700 to 1500 BC. The Aryan people settled in northern India around 1750 BC and were known for contributing their religious beliefs with their sacred book of Vedas. This settlement established the caste system, where one's social status is dictated by their birth. The Mauryan Empire was established in southern India from 320 BC to 180 BC, and they are known for increasing control over the regional kingdoms of that area. They are also known for trading along the Silk Road. However, this empire collapsed because their king was assassinated. The Gupta Empire existed from about 320 to 550 AD and was a wealthy, peaceful empire. They were known for allowing free expression and promoting the arts. This civilization is also credited with creating the Arabic number system, the decimal system, and using 0 as a placeholder. The Gupta Empire was predominantly Hindu and eventually collapsed when the Huns invaded. Muslim missionaries came to India in about 700 AD, and Muslim armies conquered northern India by the 1100s. During this time, many people converted to Islam. This was the origin of religious tensions that still exist in India today. The Portuguese, French, and British invaded India by sea in about 1500 AD. The battle between the Marathi Empire of Pune and the Afghan Durrani Empire of Kabul helped the British to establish in India. The British overtook the French, but the Portuguese remained in India until the 1700s. The British taught English, invested in the education system, and built modern infrastructure, including a railroad system. India sought independence in the early 1900s from Britain, led by Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolent practices. However, they did not receive independence until 1947. India then split into 2 regions based on religion, with India having a higher population of Hindus and Pakistan having a higher number of Muslims. The Indo-Pakistani War between the East and West Pakistan occurred in 1971, causing the split into Bangladesh and Pakistan. Sri Lanka gained independence from Britain in 1972, and the Maldives as well. Afghanistan, Nepal, and Bhutan were never under British rule. South Asia is known as the most corrupt region of the world. This feeds into poverty because the rich just tend to get richer. Despite this, India has the world's largest democracy in the world. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Maldives have parliamentary republics, Afghanistan has an Islamic republic, Bhutan has a constitutional monarchy, and Nepal has a republic with a multi-party system. This map displays the major urban centers in South Asia. In India, Delhi, Kolkata, and Mumbai are the three major cities. Mumbai is India's main port and is the largest city with about 18.1 million people. And industrial, financial, and filmmaking industries comprise this economy. And Kolkata is known for iron and steel industries and has a very modern urban center. Delhi is the third largest city in India, and now I'm going to go through the capitals in the rest of the countries in the region. In Sri Lanka, Colombo is the capital. In Bangladesh, Dhaka is the capital, which, as I mentioned earlier, is the second most densely populated city in the world. In Bhutan, Thimphu is the capital, and in Nepal, Kathmandu. In Pakistan, Islamabad, and in Afghanistan, Kabul. Dhaka, Bangladesh, is the world's second most densely populated urban area. However, about 3.4 million people live in slums, and one-third of the population do not have access to sanitation. Only about 32% of South Asia's population live in urban areas, but slums account for one-fourth of all urban housing in India. In 2001, about 41 million people lived in slum conditions. It is estimated that by 2017, the number could reach 69 million. In 2008, about 2.1 million children died in this region. One contributing factor could be the poor nutrition, because 41.3% of children under age 5 are malnourished because the population is too poor to buy food that has high levels of protein. India also has the second highest rate of HIV infection, and the life expectancy of males is 63 years of age, and females is 66 years of age.
The South Asian region is actually the poorest region after sub-Saharan Africa, and India alone has a larger population of poor people. There are 571 million people in the region that survive on less than $1.25 a day. This makes up 44% of the developing world's poor. While making this video, I was hungry and went to the snack machine, and it turns out that $1.25 was exactly what I spent buying a snack of Cheez-Its while I was making this video. Kind of really drove the point home here. It turns out the percentage of people living on less than $1.25 a day, however, fell from 61% to 36% between 1981 and 2008. It's kind of good news, especially because South Asia's economy has grown about 6% a year over the past 20 years. Good news. As of 2007, the World Bank considered the South Asian region the least integrated region in the world. They have very low intra-regional trade and a comparatively long time needed for trade. Important trade partners for India do include a lot of imports from China. They export to United Arab Emirates, the US, and Southeast Asia, and the countries are part of the South Asian Free Trade Area in order to address the low intra-regional trade. So taking a look at the regional electricity, you notice that India is in the light compared with Afghanistan and Pakistan and Bhutan and Nepal that are all in the dark. It prepares us to look at India as the most important economy in this region. So now India's top imports include crude oil, electronics, gold, and jewelry stones, and machinery, of course, whereas their top exports are petroleum products, gems and jewelry, transportation parts, and machinery. So taking a look at India's employment by sector, we notice that agriculture is over 50%, followed by manufacturing, construction, and trade. But since agriculture is over 53%, although it is not a huge contributor to the GDP, we should look at the agriculture in the region. The agriculture in the region includes rice, tea, other grains including wheat, millet, and sorghum, and grazing in the uplands. The biophysical environment in South Asia has several different bioregions. We see that it's dominated by rainforests, so the monsoon season is very important. Also, we see that we have savanna in the middle of India. We also have some desert regions, and of course in the mountains we have some alpine area and even some desert. Women have it hard in South Asia. In non-agricultural fields, 19% of the workforce is women in India. And in Afghanistan, only 2% of school-age girls are enrolled in school. In India, although the legal age to marry is 18, many young Indian women get married much younger. Intra-regionally, India leads the region in economic development. Bangladesh has lower GDP, sort of tends to bring some of the averages down. It's worth mentioning that Sri Lanka has liberalized trade policies since the 1970s, so they have a fairly strong economy. And because of the aforementioned tensions between India and Pakistan, there's very low trade between them. Some of the biggest challenges in the South Asia region are that climate change actually affects this area disproportionately more. If you look at the map of sea level rise, Bangladesh is almost all underwater. Also, there are some barriers to trade that are policy level, but also just biophysically, there are physical barriers to trade and especially low intra-regional trade.
And the third major challenge that we see as a large problem in South Asia is that the development efforts in this area are actually all very interconnected, and it is a systemic problem. So poverty, the economic opportunity, subsistence agriculture are all very interrelated, and we see this as a major challenge and we don't know the solution, and it seems as if you try to fix one piece of the puzzle, such as poverty, yet there are so many underlying causes of that we believe is a very major challenge to this region.
So everything's interconnected. Thank you very much, and we look forward to meeting you.